let's go ahead and get started. So the first movement, we're going to be laying down on the ground and we will be here for a while. So you're going to have your knees up, your feet nice and close to your hips. And we're going to just relax into the ground. I want you to feel that contact from your spine, from the base of your pelvis, all the way up to your head. Just let your arms relax wherever they fall. And we're going to be breathing here, focusing on inhaling and filling your belly, and exhaling, pulling downwards as much as you can. You can picture like you have a balloon inside. As you inhale, you're filling that balloon. And as you exhale, you're letting it go. Try and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. If you have trouble with that, feel free to modify as needed. And take one more nice slow breath here. And next up, we're going to do some tucked, really getting in close. So you're going to bring your knees to your chest, grab onto your knees. You're going to just get comfortable with this position for a bit. Try and still feel a little bit of weight on your pelvis. So you don't want to pull to the point that you rolled off. Just kind of holding your knees gently. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to squeeze and bring yourself up to your knees. Inhale, come down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, come down. You should be feeling this in your abs, in your neck, your hip flexors. Just working on that exhale, still trying to feel it pulling really deeply inside. And getting that nice big inhale as you drop. One more. And now from this position, you're going to grab onto just one leg under the knee. And we're going to extend the other leg. So wherever you need to extend that to, so you can get your knee locked out. Weight stays on your pelvis. And you're going to slowly lower that leg as far down as you comfortably can without shifting your pelvis or your back or anything. Use that other leg to hold it in place. If you can get to the ground comfortably, we're going to do something else. If you can't, just keep extending or reaching that leg and just trying to breathe calmly. As you exhale, you're going to pull knee and drive heel. If you're on the ground, what we're going to be doing, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to push your heel down and extend this tucked leg. Inhale, come down, let it relax. Exhale, push the heel and either pull your knee or drive your leg up. Feel hamstring stretch on both sides. You might be getting some hip flexor stretch on this side as well. Should be getting a lot of stretching into the hip, just all around in general. Big, slow breathing still. Make sure you're keeping the rest of your torso relaxed, driving that heel down. And we're going to bring that leg down. Bring that other leg back up and switch your hands over. Reach up to the ceiling, slowly lower down. Again, if you can't get all the way to the ground, just try and reach your heel as far as you can. On your exhales, you're going to pull and reach more. Inhale, let it relax. If you can get to the ground, we'll be doing the extensions. So big inhale, exhale, driving, heel down, knee up, or foot up. Really try and find your glute on this leg that's extended, and use that to drive your heel into the ground. So squeezing real hard, pushing downwards, pushing upwards. I'm going to do a couple more. And last one. Make sure you're getting that nice squeeze on both sides. Bring this leg up. And the next thing we're doing is happy baby. You can either grab your big toes or the outside edge of your feet, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. You're going to open your legs up, trying to keep weight down on your pelvis until you feel a nice groin stretch, and then extend so your feet, soles of your feet are pointing up to the ceiling. I'm going to breathe calmly here. And now we're going to start doing some movement. So as you exhale, you're going to pull your knees down. Nope, sorry. Inhale, you're going to pull your knees down. And your exhale, you're just going to let that come back. Try and pull your pelvis down. So inhale, knees down. Exhale, pelvis down, legs kind of relax. You really want to be feeling this in your groin and in your hip flexors. Really trying to weight down onto your pelvis. With those exhales, you'll feel your back engage. Get into that groin stretch. We're going to do a couple more. And bring your feet together and let that down. Extend your legs. I'm going to roll over. However you want to roll over. So you're on your belly. And from here, go ahead and put your arms up so you have a little bit of support. And you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, your knees nice and wide. So you want to be feeling a little bit of a groin stretch here. And what we're going to do is as we exhale, we're going to push the feet together. So you're squeezing your feet, squeezing your toes. Inhale, let it relax. Exhale, squeeze the feet, squeeze the toes. Let it relax. You should feel this contraction in that top part of your glutes. So right about here. And that's going to make that groin stretch more intensive. Now, if you're feeling this in your low back, you're probably trying to arch too hard. So find the base of your pelvis and tip it so that your tailbone moves towards your feet. If you want to think you're pulling your pants up towards your rib cage, whatever you gotta imagine to get that pelvis twist. Just exhaling, squeezing together. I'm gonna do a couple more here. Really trying to feel that in the glutes, maybe in the hamstrings a little bit, primarily the glutes. And we're gonna extend the legs out. Next up, I'm gonna do some torso twisting. So I gotta shift a little bit for space. I'm gonna extend the arms upwards. So I got like a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna extend the legs to make it like a big X. Now you're gonna pick one side. And on your exhale, you're gonna lift that arm up. Watch your hand. Inhale down. And we're gonna just keep doing that same side. Exhaling. Inhaling. And don't worry about how far you go. Really try and think you're lifting your fingertips. Right? If you get to here, totally fine. If you can push it, also fine. You don't want to feel this in the low back. You want to feel this in your upper back. Just rotating, gently lifting. This will be kind of strenuous because you're putting a lot of force in these muscles. So if you start to get lactic acid, or if you're just not feeling up to doing the exercise, don't push so hard. But still make sure you're lifting the fingertips, however high you're going. And we're going to switch sides. Now looking at the other hand, exhaling, twisting up, pulling those fingers high. Really trying to get that shoulder blade to pull in towards your spine. And again, that nice calm. Inhale, exhale. I'll do a couple more on this side. And let that down. And we're going to come up into a tall kneeling position. So knees are down on the ground. You're up nice and tall if you need a pillow, or like roll your mat up or something. So we're just going to get nicely set in our posture here. Abs engaged, glutes engaged. I'm going to take one leg and reach it forwards. So we're in this 90-90 position. Torso is relaxed, arms are just dangling. Take a big breath. Let it out, get used to this. On your next inhale, you're going to move forwards. Feeling that stretch in your back hip flexor. This knee is going as far forwards as you can make it. And you're allowing yourself to open up. Exhale. You come back. If you want to help yourself with this, you can think that you're reaching towards something in front of you. It's going to help cue that rotation. Exhale, come back up. Really feel that in that back hip. You don't have to reach. If you find that doesn't help, you can just leave yourself relaxed. But you're really wanting to twist the pelvis, driving that knee forwards. I'm going to do one more on this side. You're really opening up that hip. Now we're going to come back to that tall kneeling position and switch legs. Taking a breath here. In the next inhale, reaching forwards. Ooh. Feeling that hip flexor stretch. Exhaling up. Try and make sure you're twisting the pelvis downwards. So your tailbone stays close to the ground. You're almost trying to rotate. So you're feeling that stretch right in this region here. And again, That knee wants to go as far forward as you can make it go, keeping your heel down, finding that stretch, that back hip flexor. If you're not feeling it in the hip flexor, you can try rotating your foot towards the right or towards the left. But most likely you should be feeling that. This is a rather deep stretch, especially if you work on allowing your pelvis to twist more, really opening up. We're going to bring that knee back. Now we're going to do some hero squats on the toes. So get on your toes. If this is uncomfortable, I want you to just gently weight the toes and back up, right? Weight the toes and back up, right? And that's going to be the extent of this movement while we're doing this. Otherwise, find your posture, sink backwards, keeping yourself nice and tall until you're fully seated. Find the glutes. Exhale, come up. Focus on that squeeze. Inhale and exhale, find the glutes. Nice and tall, arms are relaxed. Big inhale, weighting the toes, feeling that tension there. Glute squeeze. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you don't have to. You can have your arms up. And then you'll be putting more tension, more effort to maintain your posture. Gives you that little bit more feedback. But I'm going to leave my arms down. I want to just relax and connect. I'm going to do one more. And from here, step and stand. Shake it out if you need to. Just put a lot of work into the hips, the knees. We're not done yet with that. Next up, we're going to do some leg swings. So now is a good time. You can find your wall. If you need some balance assistance, we're going to be up nice and tall. Now we're going to do that leg so you can see it. So you're going to shift onto one leg. The other leg is just going to be freely swinging back and forth. So you want to find that range of motion where you can keep your knee extended. I like to think I'm moving my heel back, and notice the arm swing. You got counter motion. So if you're moving forwards, the opposite arm is also moving forwards. And you're just kind of gently allowing your leg to swing. And we're going to switch sides. So rotate this way. So weights onto this one, you lift the hips slightly, and just back and forth. Nice and gentle. You're not really trying to go for kicking, or for height here. You're just allowing the leg to move. Breathing calmly still. Trying not to bend, so when you kick, you don't want to come back and do that. You want to keep your leg extended. Just feeling that gentle movement. And we're going to go ahead and put that leg down. It's a really good one to get the hips and core nice and active. And what we're going to do next is what I call hinge folding. So find nice foot posture here. You want to have your big toes engaged, your pinky toe knuckles engaged. And we're going to push the hips backwards until you feel strong hamstring stretch. So really reach, you're lifting upwards with your tailbone almost. Once you hit that, breathe in on your exhale. Allow yourself to fold down. Breathe in here. Exhale, try and push your hips up a little bit higher. Inhale. Find your glutes and squeeze. Come up. Take a breath here. Find that standing posture. Inhale. Drive the hips backwards. Find that hinge. Hold that hinge. Feel that hamstring tension. Get that back nice and set. Exhale. Let it down. On the next exhale, push. Try and bring your chest even closer to your legs. Inhale, find the glutes. Squeeze them. Stand up. Give that one nice breath here. Inhale, drive the hips back. And exhale. Drop the torso, finding that tension. Exhaling. Inhale, find the glutes. Exhale, stand. We're going to do one more of these. Really getting the glutes nice and active. Oops, inhaling, driving back. And exhaling. Sinking down, feeling that increased stretch. Inhaling. And exhaling, the hips go high. Inhale, find the glutes. And exhale. We stand up. Ooh, that was a nice one. Okay, so now we're going to be going to the wall. So if your wall's a little bit further away from your laptop, I'm going to just walk through this and then you can do it after. So you're planting your hands slightly above your shoulder height, walking your feet back a little bit, so you got a little bit of a lean. Push into your hands, and then you're going to push your hips backwards. A wall downward dog. So as with the downward dog, you want to be pulling your collarbone towards the ground, lifting your pelvis so you feel a nice hamstring stretch. We're going to just be engaged in this position, pushing through the hands, pushing through the feet. I'm going to take a couple breaths. And make sure you're driving your hands into the wall. And on your next exhale, you're going to take one hand off and reach towards the ground. And really reach. Try and think that you're touching your fingertips to the floor, pushing the hips backwards still, and twisting to maintain that arch in your low back. You're lifting your tailbone to the ceiling. Just breathing calmly here, pushing that hand down. On your next exhale, we're going to bring the hand back up. Set it so it's at the same height. Take a big breath. Exhale, reach the other hand. So you should still be pushing into the wall, lifting the tailbone to the ceiling, reaching the hand to the ground. There's a lot of moving parts in this. This is why you get that mind-body connection. You got to focus on things, feel what your body's doing. On the next exhale, we're going to put the hand back up. Find your glutes and squeeze towards the wall. Nice. And the next wall movement we're going to do is something called a spinal wave. So, I guess I will have to face this wall. Sorry. Nope, that's not going to work. I want to face this wall. Hopefully you all can see this. So get your feet about like an inch or two away from the wall. And what we're going to be doing is you're going to move your head forward till your nose touches. And then you're going to move so that the top of your chest touches. You're looking up at the ceiling, trying to get the collarbone. And then you're going to your sternum, and then to the belly, and then pushing your hips to the wall and looking at the wall. hips come off, nose touches. Top of chest looking up, top of sternum, belly, hips looking at the wall. So it's just a sequence: nose, chest, sternum, belly, hips. And you're just gonna go back and forth through this, feeling that movement through your whole spine, breathing calmly, allowing your arms to be relaxed. And when you're pushing your hips to the wall, try and feel a strong glute squeeze, keeping your knees soft. If you have a lot of tension in your neck and your chest, this will probably feel pretty challenging. So don't push anything. Try and just stay relaxed, calm movements. And just going to do one more. And I'm going to come away from the wall. I'm going to come to the camera real quick to turn off my timer. It doesn't beep like crazy. And we're going to do one last thing, and we'll be done with the class. What we're going to be doing here is a standing postural check-in. So get yourself nice and set, shake your body out a little bit, so you don't have any kinks or anything. And then we're going to focus in on our feet. Okay, so if you want to look down at your feet, you totally can. You're going to find your big toe knuckle on one foot. Put your weight onto that. And twist your foot down until you can feel your pinky toe knuckle. And then you're going to set your heel down. So you're nice and set there with that foot. You should feel very engaged. You're going to shift to that foot. Put your big toe knuckle down. Twist to the pinky toe knuckle. Set your heel. All right, put those in the wrong spot. You want to feel that nice engagement, that twisting all the way up into your pelvis. You're going to hold that. I'm going to breathe. Now I want you to move up to your knees. Find softness in your knees so you're not locking them, but just feeling that slight bit of relaxed tension. I'm going to hold that. Take a breath. Now I'm going to move up to the hips. You should be feeling your glutes, holding that tension, holding that rotation you set with the feet. I want you to find your tailbone or the front of your pelvis, whichever is easier to picture. And you're going to twist it. That should make your glutes squeeze just a little bit more. Now we're going to move up to the back, the low back. Here, you should be having just a little bit of curve. If that has to shift your hips, that's not a problem. And you should feel like your back can relax, but you're not having to exert a lot of force. It's just kind of there calmly, holding you up. Take a breath. You want to move up to the mid-back, behind your rib cage. And here, you want to just kind of feel your chest opening up, pulling your shoulders back, building that tension in the back, that space between your shoulder blades. And you should feel like your rib cage can settle down. You're not pulling it down, you're just letting it relax. We're going to move up to the upper back, the neck, the shoulders. Oftentimes you'll have tension here. So use your breathing, trying to identify tension, try and let it go. If you need to, you can twist your arms open so your thumbs point backwards. Pull your chest, and then you can let that relax. And that might help. And the last thing we're going to do is go all the way up to the tip top of the head, the highest point on your body you can picture. And you're going to push it Up, even higher, reaching, breathing, reaching that point as tall as you can rank it. And we're going to take one last deep breath, as much air as you can get in. Hold it. And let it all out. All your air, keep pushing. And there we go. That is it for the applied mobility class for this week. I hope you all enjoyed it.